This time around, I'm going to have some celebratory fragrances for you. Anyway, let's get right on into it. Hey peeps, today I'm doing something a little bit different, and I'm actually going to be reviewing two fragrances at the same time, mainly because they both have a similar, not necessarily DNA to them, but they have a similar situational and almost artistic feel to them, if you catch my drift. And it is both of these right here. You have Tonkapeach and Tonkazure. These fragrances are both from the house of Gallagher Fragrances, and they both range at about a price of around $125 for 2.5 ounces. Anywho, and I think that's 75 ml if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, let's get right on into the notes of the fragrances and where they kind of take me. So I pulled up the notes here, and first for Tonkazure is blueberry, black currant, champagne, tonka bean, iris, rose water, amber, jasmine, patchouli, musk neroli, and sandalwood. And for Tonkapeach, we have peach, champagne, tonka bean, black currant, puff pastry, musk, iris, patchouli, sandalwood, rose water, and neroli. Both of these fragrances were perfumed by Daniel Gallagher, and just to give you an idea of what these smell like, because I feel like you can kind of hit both of these at the same time, they both smell like different types of champagne. It smells strictly like champagne, a blueberry champagne to be totally honest, and that is the Tonkazure. And then the Tonkapeach smells like peach champagne, but also with another gourmand aspect to it, some sort of pastry. I'm pretty sure, of course, that's coming from the puff pastry, but it really comes out. As far as the dry downs for these fragrances, because they are relatively linear, the one thing that changes for both of these as they get further and further into their dry down is that the effervescence is replaced a little bit with the patchouli, the jasmine, and the sandalwood. You get a creaminess that comes through as the fragrance dries down. As for performance and usability with these fragrances, they're basically equal. I would say these are more intermediate fragrances when it comes to the season. So you're looking at spring and fall being the best use cases for these fragrances when you're looking at seasonality. As far as their longevity, I usually get between 6 and 9 hours with these fragrances, almost irregardless of what environment I have them in and how many sprays I put on. So if you're going to use it indoors, you probably want to dial your sprays back a little bit, just because these do perform very well, especially their sillage. I tend to get about 3-4 feet of sillage with these fragrances. As far as the versatility, I would say that both fragrances can be used in a lot of different use cases. The use cases I would most likely avoid would be in the office because of the level of projection of these fragrances, and in situations where, let's say, there's going to be a lot of people around you in an enclosed area. Definitely give these fragrances a little bit of room to breathe. As for which fragrance you should go for if you're interested in these two, to be totally honest, they're both relatively unisex and might lean slightly feminine, but the one I would go for, at least if you're looking for a slightly more masculine lean to it, is going to be Tonkazure, while Tonkapeach, I think, would lean slightly more feminine. But as I've said before, doesn't matter which side you decide to go with or which one you decide to choose. I think that you should wear what you like. As far as the rating is concerned, I definitely think this is get your nose on it worthy. That's why I'm giving it a 7.6. You can get samples of this from a lot of different places, even from, I believe, their own site as well. But again, if you like content like this, you know what to do. Give me a like. If you like this content, at least, give me a like. If you have any questions, concerns, or let's say you just have some other fragrances that are very artistic that you think we should talk about. Throw it down in the comments. I'll definitely reply as soon as I can to them. But again, if you like content like this, you know the drill. Follow for more.